Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Hey, welcome to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. We've made it to another Friday. It's the Browns at the Patriots. Is this a make or break game for the starting quarterback, Dillon Gabriel? We'll get into that. Bull.
Jay, I'm Adam the Bull, and hey, the trade deadline is less than 2 weeks away. Could we be looking at the last games ever in a Browns uniform for guys like Miles Teller or David Njoku? We'll get into that. Gee.
If it's Miles Teller's last game.
It's Wyatt.
Oh, Wyatt Teller. Not Miles Teller. He's staying. Wyatt Teller could be gone.
For Miles Teller.
Miles Teller is an elite offensive lineman. Can you imagine that athleticism? Hey, listen, we'll talk about this. Coaching. There's one guy that we haven't seen in a while that used to be in our locker room, Mike Vrabel. Yeah, he's got the Patriots. Let's talk about the matchup between him and Kevin Stefanski. Does he know what we're going to run? Jason.
This looks like a Browns helmet sitting on the table, but it's actually a magic 8-ball. And we looked into it and we asked what's going to happen Sunday during the game. We're going to tell you about it with pre-written headlines. And right now it's telling me it does not look good in your future.
No. The future is bleak.
Listen, Miles Teller's a heck of an actor, Bull. So if somehow he ends up in a Browns uniform this weekend, we are in for an incredible game and maybe some more drama than we actually see on the field. We're also going to break down with Coach Tyvis Drake May and his deep passes this season. He's been the best deep ball thrower in football, and we're bringing in the former NFL player to help us learn how the Browns can defend that aspect of the game come Sunday. But, Jay, let's start with Dillon Gabriel. Make or break as the future quarterback one for the Browns. Is this time for Dillon to show us what he's really got, or are we going to be waiting even longer?
Yeah, you know the NFL is a what have you done for me lately league, and we also know that we love to make snap judgments after too short of a period of time. Is 4 games enough? Personally, I say no. He hasn't thrown interceptions, but he's had a lot of passes that were interception worthy. The only way I can see this being the end for Dillon Gabriel is if he goes out there and just throws 3 or 4 picks and is completely ineffective. So I would say no. I'm not looking at this as a game that he has to do well in, or it's time to turn the page to Shedeur Sanders. But I will say this. If game 4 for him isn't, I would think game 6 is getting real close. So I think we're within a month of seeing something tangible. Otherwise, it might be on to number 12.
My timetable slid up a little bit. I look at it like this. You got an opportunity. So Dillon Gabriel's been getting reps from Jump Street. He's getting reps right now. He was the backup quarterback to Joe Flacco for all the weeks. He got into some of those other games. I need to see some improvement. I want to see there's some throws on film that are available to be had. If he can at least take those throws and he seems to be progressing, speeding up his time, I would look at it and say, okay, well, he showed me something. Let's give him through the bye week, work on some different things, and then see what he looks like against the Jets. But if he looks like he's completely lost and is regressing and is missing guys, I got to have the discussion because he's been getting reps and he's been in this position for the majority of the season. So I want to see him look a little better. I've always said it was supposed to be about progression.
I don't think they're anywhere close to making a change. And I know everyone looks at, well, it's the bye week coming up. That's a good time to change. I don't think they're on that timetable at all.
Why not?
I just think that they're
from what they're seeing from 12 and
yes.
Okay.
I keep saying it. He's not close. He's not ready, and he's not close. And I know there's other people who feel otherwise, and that's fine. From everything I've been told, I don't think that they're ready to put him out there, and I don't think a bye week is going to change.
You think it will only happen with an injury?
It maybe if they're out of it late in the year, he gets a look.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that they're in a rush to put Shedeur out there, regardless of. I know that's going to upset a lot of people, but that's the feeling I get is they're not in any hurry to put him out there. So is this a make or break game? No, and I don't expect Dillon to show us anything differently in New England than he showed. I think this is kind of who he is. We talked about on the YouTube show. They had 2 veteran quarterbacks. He was supposed to be the third guy, and that was how they were going to roll, and that lasted for 24 hours. And then they took Shedeur and they threw a bomb in their own building. And now here we are with 2 rookies at 1 and 2, and Bailey Zappi now in the building. So, like, this is the spot that they're in, and this is how they're going to go with it. But I don't think Dillon's going to play an otherworldly game, and I don't think it's going to make any difference. Like, this is just how the season is going to go. This is who they are on offense.
So, to me, there's 2 ways to look at it. What are the Browns going to do, and what would I do if I were the Browns? What the Browns are going to do is what Jason says. I agree with you, and obviously you have some inside information that I don't. But I don't think the Browns are looking to take him out of the starting lineup at all. And I don't think Shedeur Sanders is going to play until Dillon Gabriel, unless Dillon Gabriel gets hurt, or he plays just so bad that you can't possibly leave him in there. And I don't think we're close. I mean, getting hurt, you never know, but we're not that close to the first one yet. What I would do personally is I would give Dillon Gabriel 6 games. He's played 3. I'd give him 3 more. If he doesn't make huge improvement between now and then, I would then play Shedeur Sanders for the final 6 games. This way I'd get 6 games to watch both of them. That's what I would do. Now,
that's not unreasonable.
I don't have information that the Browns do. I'm basing this on information I have. And I'm also maybe a little biased because I thought Shedeur Sanders was better than Dillon Gabriel, even though the Browns don't see it that way. I can't blame the Browns for playing Dillon Gabriel more because they liked him more than Shedeur.
Sure.
Right or wrong, it doesn't matter. That's what they liked, and he's the coach. But if it were me, I'd play him 6 games, and unless he was just through the roof great, I would go to Shedeur Sanders after the 6 games and play him the last 6 games of the season.
Yeah, your last point there is a very valid one. They assessed the 2 for the entire offseason leading up to the draft, and they clearly made the decision that they thought that Dillon Gabriel was the better of the 2. Now, they ended up with both, and to your point, Jay, that was the 24-hour rule that just blew everything up, and that's what it is now. And the only other way I can see him playing, even without a Gabriel injury, is if you get one of those games where it's 35-7, Gabriel's thrown a couple of picks, they might just want to get him out for that game, put Sanders in for the last quarter or whatever, knowing all the while you're going to go back to Gabriel next week.
They're not going to do that.
It's happened before.
Yeah,
it's happened before.
That ain't going to work.
Once you put 12 on the field,
it's done.
You are opening a different.
Done.
What if 12 goes on the field and plays poorly or as they expect? You're going to start him the next week?
Once you put, I think that's why they're not going to put
Shedeur
out there in a garbage time situation because, again, they put themselves in this box. They've done this themselves.
Yeah, they have. This is all self-inflicted.
Once you put him on the field, it's going to be a level like we haven't seen.
Yeah, let's talk about the coaches in this one. This is really interesting because last year Mike Vrabel was here. I think his official title was he was a consultant. He ended up being the offensive line coach by de facto.
Offensive line coach.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is he sat in on everything. He knows what Jim Schwartz thinks. He knows what Jim Schwartz likes to do. He knows what Kevin Stefanski's tendencies are. He knows what Kevin likes to do. Is that overblown, or is there some kind of an advantage to be had because Vrabel is so familiar? He was the subordinate here. He wasn't pushing his philosophies on the other guys. He was hearing what their philosophies are.
Yeah, I think that there's a little bit of advantage to it. I think it gets a little overblown. Mike Vrabel's a great coach.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to see there ain't much to see behind the curtain in Berea. So he isn't really, it's not like he's back there taking all
everything written on napkins.
And this is really no different than any offensive coordinator who leaves and takes another spot and then goes against his former head coach. It's sort of the same thing. But I'm sure that he's got more of a level of familiarity with how the Browns operate and the way that they think. They are running a different offense this year than they were last year. Neither one of them are very effective right now, but it is a different scheme and a different concept. But, I mean, if you want to give any sort of advantage, it would be advantage Vrabel because of how much he understands and knows about the Browns. But I think Vrabel's probably a better coach anyway, so I don't know that he needs that advantage.
Right. I agree completely with Jason. There is inherently an advantage by being in the organization. How much of an advantage?
Yeah.
Who the hell knows? I don't know if there's any way to quantify it. But Vrabel, just the fact that he's such a good coach, you'd think if there is a little bit of an advantage, he'll make it a little bigger just because he's such a good coach. And obviously he's a better coach than Stefanski. He's a better coach than probably 25 coaches in the league, roughly. So certainly he has the advantage in this situation.
While we're talking about this, I just want to put one thing to bed. This idea that they should have fired Kevin and hired Mike Vrabel to be the coach. Personally, I don't have any information on this. Just
You
my
don't think
opinion,
he would have done it?
He would not have taken the job. I don't think he would have taken the job.
I
Because
agree with
it's
you.
Stefanski.
Because
Because of that, or because he didn't want to be with the Browns.
He wanted to be
the
with the
mess.
Patriots.
No,
Yeah.
just the
I think
mess
he wanted to
that's-
go home.
I think he understands the mess that is Berea and the way
Yeah.
that things are structured and operated. And if he had his choice between the New England job, which was known within the league for a while that was probably coming open, that wasn't a surprise when Mayo got fired. If he had his choice, he was going to take the New England. I don't think he wants anything to do with the bonfire in Berea behind the scenes.
You know how when college kids graduate, they take that gap year and go travel around Europe with a backpack?
Yeah.
That's what Mike did.
Yeah.
There was no scenario where Mike ended up long-term here. And I think you're right. That was on Mike's doing. Even if they would have come to him and said, would you take this? I think the answer would have always been no.
It's good. The optics look nasty. You know what? Because guess what? Vrabel's a better coach. He has a better offense. He has a better infrastructure. And he definitely knows what Kevin wants to do. He knows what Jim Schwartz wants to do. He knows all the above. This is why this game could get ugly. And people are going to say, right or wrong, look at another person that left the Cleveland Browns that went somewhere else. Kyle Shanahan had the 6-page letter PowerPoint about why the Browns are trash and why he was not going to come back here. So this is a game, to me, we looked at it the other day. The Browns have not beaten the Patriots, I don't know in how many years.
In New England since 92.
So
3.
In general, since
The last one was 2010.
Yes, 2010, correct.
Yeah.
So, this is not going to look
McCoy.
that. Colt McCoy and Peyton Hillis back in the day. But, this is going to be a master's class in what it looks like when you got some guys doing their thing and some other people is getting in their own way.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that. All right, the trade deadline is coming up. We've got a bye, and then the decisions will have to be made on some of these guys. David Njoku, last year of his contract. Wyatt Teller, both these guys are guys that could have value on the trade market. What they could bring, I don't know. But at that
fifth-round
point,
pick. That's what the Browns love.
Hey, they love them. They,
I didn't know you get a fifth,
get as
frankly,
many as you
for-
can get.
Yeah, probably not.
But is this the last time we see those two guys in a Browns uniform?
I'm not sure about that. I part of it may depend on how they play. Like if they win somehow against New England, I know none of us expect that, but if they do, that might change what they're thinking. Mary Kay said to me this morning she doesn't think they're getting traded, but left open the possibility that, well, if somebody calls and makes a good enough offer, well, I don't know what a good enough offer is for David Njoku, who's having a bad year and, even at his best wasn't that valuable in the trade market. Same thing with Wyatt Teller. He's on the decline at his age. I don't know, but I'll say they don't get traded, those two guys.
I have thought Njoku was a pretty strong trade candidate because just look at Greg Newsome. He's in the last year of his deal, and it looks pretty clear like the Browns. Typically, if the Browns want you, it doesn't get to the last year of the deal.
Right.
Typically, they get something done before it gets to that point, or else you're gone. We saw it with Amari Cooper. We saw it with, like I said, with Greg Newsome a few weeks ago. So that would make him a prime trade candidate. The reason why he may not get traded is because he's not having a good year. He's past his prime. He's not as fast as he once was. He's heavier than he was. And I just don't know what the interest level is. And is it worth trading him for a 7th-round pick or a 6th-round pick? Or is he worth more to your locker room that way? And I would think Wyatt, you definitely can't trade only because your offensive line has already
So
been in
bad.
shambles
Yeah.
much of the year. And you've got 2 rookie quarterbacks back there. You've got to do something to try and keep these guys upright. So that doesn't make much sense to me. In fact, and Wyatt's also in the last year. And again, I just got done saying, usually when you get to the last year, you're done. But they've got all 5 guys are not under contract.
They may need
for
to
next year.
re-sign him.
That's
next
exactly
year.
where I was going with it. They may have to bring, which I don't think was ever part
You're not
of
going to go with
original
5
plan.
rookies on the offensive line.
So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but Wyatt may be a guy that you have to look at to extend because Joel's probably going to retire. And do you want 2 new guards and new center?
I don't think you're paying Pocic.
Probably not. So
you could trade him and bring him back next year.
You could, but
unlikely.
but again,
I think Jason's point about the rookie quarterbacks, like, give
No,
them at
that's
least a little bit of a chance.
So here's what I say on both. Like, so what's the market? Well, the team that would most be likely to trade for Wyatt Teller is the Cleveland Browns. Like, they're the team that need offensive linemen more than anyone.
Well, there's other teams that need
there's other teams with
offensive
bad offensive lines, but Bull, we've had so many different combinations. We have so many injuries. Like, we're a team that would be in the market for offensive linemen. Clearly, we're not going to go make a trade for one because that's not going to make the difference.
If there's one under contract for the next 3 years, I think.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. And then when you go to Njoku, I don't know what the market would be for him.
I think a 6th-round pick at best. If
and at that point,
I wouldn't do it.
Because
is it worth it?
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Because at this point, you're trying to evaluate your young quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It's a tight end heavy offense.
You've got to
really want to
something. It's sort of the Wyatt approach. You've got to give him something to throw to.
Yes, he needs targets. So I wouldn't be surprised if both end up staying. If I had to put money on one of the two going, it would be Njoku.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
All right, it is time for pre-written headlines. We love this. We're undefeated. We've gotten it right. All of us have correctly predicted the outcomes of every single game this year, haven't we, Bull?
Yep.
This is 100% true. You don't need to look it up. Just trust us.
All right, you're up first with the headlines.
All right, here we go. Browns-Patriots this Sunday. Patriots are a 7-point favorite in the game. Stefanski unable to beat Vrabel. Drake May lights up Browns defense en route to 27-10 week.
Is he unable to be Vrabel or unable to beat Vrabel?
Neither one.
Neither one.
Matter.
Yeah.
You can't beat Vrabel.
He wants to be like Mike.
Yeah, I think this game's going to be one-sided. I think this is going to be one of those games, a little bit like Detroit and Baltimore, where and even Pittsburgh, where the defense just kind of gets worn down because the offense can't do anything.
Right, yeah.
Listen,
G. Bush.
I would like to drink some Kool-Aid. I had some last week, but no Kool-Aid this week. I think this could get nasty. I'm going to get to it. Browns haunted by the Patriots. Gabriel's spookiest performance leaves fans scared for his future after a 24-13 defeat.
I don't think fans will ever be scared of Dillon Gabriel's future.
Does that mean?
No, it can be scary. You're telling me if he's here for the whole year, it can get very scary. I'm afraid.
24-13.
Oh, shoot.
By the way, you weren't drinking Kool-Aid last week. Last week, we all
Picked them to win, yeah.
we did, except for G. Bush.
I did, and so
That's
yeah.
So you're staying off the Kool-Aid again.
No, I drank it secondhand.
On Monday,
I was going to drink it secondhand after they got the win.
Well, drinking the Kool-Aid is you think they're going to win before they win.
Hey man, that's
not afterwards.
Hey, that's what happens when you're a Browns fan.
Drink it whenever you can.
Yeah, you just want to drink whenever you can.
Well, I've picked the Browns to win twice already this year.
Yeah.
And this week is not the third. Boston TD.
That's good.
Okay.
Patriots in May throw Browns overboard, 27-17 win. I'm with you guys. Frankly, I don't know if the Browns can even get to 17. I'm being optimistic.
I wanted 17. I was like,
I don't know. Unless maybe
that's a lot.
The defense creates a short field or they get a special teams turnover. I'm not sure they make it to 17.
I think this is going to be another one of those games where we look at it and say, God, the defense did enough to win. They played well enough
to win. I think part of that plays into the fact that offenses they don't have to do anything.
No, that's exactly right.
They don't have to put the ball in danger. They just have to wait for the Browns to Browns.
See the Ravens, see the Lions, and
the Steelers.
I don't think this one's going to get out of hand, but I think that the Browns' offense will be the Patriots' best weapon. They'll be ineffective. They're going to not be able to move it enough. They'll make one mistake that the Patriots capitalize on, and I see it being another L for the Browns, and the offense struggling again mightily, 20-10. Mike?
Yeah, Jason and I think way too similar. I had a sad Boston T.O. party. Andrew's luck runs out as Vrabel and Drake maybe very good send the Browns back to the AFC North basement with a loss. So, Jason, stop stealing my ideas.
Sorry.
It's okay.
He's the newspaper guy.
We all picked the Patriots, which means the Browns have a chance.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
It does not mean that at
usually
all.
when we all go one way,
They could win this game. They absolutely
it is a
could win.
winnable game.
The
I don't think they'll
Patriots are
win.
not- I mean, come on. Patriots aren't going to the Super Bowl. This isn't a game they can't
Keep
win.
that on
Bill
tape,
Belichick
McNuggets.
and
Keep
Tom
it on
Brady.
tape.
I'm not saying